There is something in a tropical forest akin to the ocean in its effect on the mind. Man feels so completely his insignificance there and the vastness of nature. Covering just under 7 million square kilometers, the Amazon rainforest is home to 10% of all the species found on Earth. During Seabourn's Pursuit's very first expedition voyage, we get the chance to experience the Amazon's incredible biodiversity and local culture firsthand, making our way into what Brazilians consider to be o coração do mundo, the heart of the world.
We're on the island of Île Saint-Joseph, part of the Îles de Salut, and we're in this jail where the harshest punishment was handed out, where the prisoners were put in solitary confinement in jails like this, smaller than this, and they were fed once a day, unable to talk, and they had a cell 5 paces by 2 paces. This is one of the cells that the prisoners were confined in, one of 150 cells. Solitary confinement, no sound. And it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 paces long, and 1, 2 and a bit paces wide. And that's where they had to spend their time. 2 years of solitary confinement after the first escape, and 5 years of solitary confinement if they escaped again. When we wander around these buildings, we have a juxtaposition to really address. It's a jungle paradise when we land in our Zodiacs and we see the beaches and the palm trees. But it's a monument to man's inhumanity to man. And we think it's in the past. Unfortunately, these sort of atrocities and this kind of cruelty towards each other is still going on in the modern world as I speak, which is another lesson for us to take away from Île Saint-Joseph.
This is the queen of the Amazon rainforest. This is a special tree. We call it the queen of the jungle. If you find a tree like this, you can put some palm leaves here, put the palm leaves, then you hide inside. You can sleep here. So this is a double room. This is a single room. That's a family room. And the groups, you're gonna see the groups room. Wait. We have everything we need in the jungle. We don't have to go to the pharmacy. We have the pharmacy here. This tree provides this resin. This resin, if you put in the point of the stick, you can make a torch. The smoke is good against sinus problem. You can smell it. It's good incense.
Today we are in Alta Rochon, still on the Rio Tapajós, but in a very specific area here. We're in the Caribbean of the Amazon. If you look at the white beaches, the Rio Tapajós comes from the Brazilian Shield, a very old part of Brazil. So everything is eroded except of these very hard silica stones, and they make these white beaches over here. We hiked through a very interesting part of the rainforest. The soil, the precipitation formed a very unique ecosystem, the Amazon savanna. So a savanna-like environment in the midst of the rainforest. It's completely different to what we saw yesterday in a distance from a few kilometers. And that makes the Amazon so special.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the very first expedition Zodiac cruise of Seabourn Pursuit. We started the operations early this morning, which is usually the best time to spot wildlife. We've mostly been seeing a variety of birds, and some of us were really fortunate that we saw some river dolphins just by the riverbanks, which is one of the most unique experiences that you can ever experience here in the Brazilian Amazon.
So far in the Amazon River, we've had the incredible opportunity to see pink river dolphins as well as the tucuchi. These dolphins are totally different from what we'd be seeing out in the Atlantic. Earlier on, we were seeing the bottlenose dolphin, which are built for speed. All their vertebrae are fused together, and that gives them the ability to swim extremely quickly, about 50 kilometers an hour. The vertebrae in these river dolphins are not fused, unlike the marine dolphins or like us. Those vertebrae are free floating within their body, allow them to head up further into the tributaries during rainy season and maneuver in tight areas full of trees and other shrubs to pursue their prey. These dolphins are born dark gray, and over time they'll become more and more pink. The reason we think they get this amazing color is due to scarring. Over time, as they're rubbing against trees, the riverbed, diving through bushes to chase down their food, they're gonna get that scarring. And unlike us, it's not gonna fade. That pigmentation can remain permanent. Another reason for this is that they live in these incredibly warm waters, and they need to cool down, they need to thermoregulate. So they have their capillaries closer to the surface of their skin, and they're constantly wide open, helping diffuse that heat into the water. We are incredibly fortunate to have seen these animals out here in their natural habitat, the Amazon River.
The local fishermen, well, they are very hard work people. Normally they wake up very early, and sometimes they spend weeks away from home until they get enough fish to go and negotiate in the next town. Normally they're very careful with the local dolphins, because sometimes dolphins, when they're spreading the net, so the dolphin comes, they need help, but sometimes they got in trouble with the local dolphins. They can come and catch fishes on the net. So normally they are very gentle with them and try to send them away and keep them away. I think they dream one day every one of them have their own boat, to have their own company, okay, and to fish for themselves. Their dream, like for example, if they catch enough fish, afterwards they can sell this fish and invest their money in cattle. So most of the local fishermen, they dream one day becomes a rancher. That's their dream, to have cattle, because they think when they get cattle, so they become rich. And then they can have a better life, and then they can have a bigger boat, then they can have a house in the city, and they can send their kids to study in the city. And I think that's what they dream for. It's very simple like this.
Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you really enjoyed our time together here in the Amazon. We had a unique opportunity to experience the Amazon in a very special time of the year. I hope you all have made great memories of our time together, and in behalf of the captain, the crew and the expedition team, we'd like to wish you safe travels back home and hope to see you again very soon in one of our expedition ships.